Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Computer Wednesday, we're gonna talk about mobile gaming. So let's dive right into it. Now, first thing you have to understand, why do you want to give a damn about gaming? Well, reality is one of a very big entertainment industry, meaning it has enough money putting into it, enough profits coming out of it that it can hang next to a freaking movie franchise. So it is huge. And mobile hardware at this point in time is very good. For example, my Samsung F62. This is not the latest and greatest, although it does have a 2 generation old flagship processor. It's not latest and greatest, but it can still play Call of Duty Mobile. Now, I like Call of Duty Mobile A. I like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. This was the first Call of Duty 4. I think that's how it was called. This was the first game that my when I was in gaming institute, people started to play, and we were playing it in LAN. So now that's a PC game. Be mindful, that's a PC game with very good graphics for that time. Now that game was like almost down ported to this puppy on a mobile phone, and it runs. And the graphics is, yes, it's not latest and greatest. Like if you are comparing it to, let's say, Modern Warfare 2 of modern generation, yeah, there is no competition. However, this looks almost like it's almost passable. Like if I go a few years back, this is almost passable to a console level or a PC level gaming. So be mindful, this is very good. So, and I can play this on my current system. And if you are rocking a gaming phone, basically Asus ROG phone, you can play this puppy at 100 FPS on your tiny palming hands. So this is amazing. Yeah, that translates to mobile hardware is very good now, and I'm talking from mid-range to high end. Even low end can do some serious things. And even free games, like many time you may say, hey, Android have a lot of free games. Who makes money from that? Free games like let's say Boom Beach or Clash of Clans, they had printed money, as in like hundreds and thousands of dollars per day kind of money. So be mindful, even though you can see a game being free, there are ways to monetize it, and there are a lot of ways to reap a lot of dough from it, and people have successfully done it. So it's not he or she say, it's like people have done it, and that's why like a studio like Activision is pouring their money into this. So it's reality, like big monies are involved. Now there are some serious limitation with this. Now first limitation is for traditional gamers. So if you're like me, and you're like, hey, I have only played mainly with PC, sometimes console, I have touched console, but that's it. Like tada, that's it. Mobile gaming would be very difficult for you. The primary reason is the goddamn display is too small. Now you may be like, I can put too close to put my face very close to it. Like a mobile phone, you can be like playing almost here, but here's the deal, this would be very uncomfortable. So you want to be here, and your eyes kind of need a place to move around. That's why like a theater does not have like magical resolution. It's not running on 32K resolution. It's still running at 4K, but because your eyes can travel further, like your eyeball can like go like this and this, it can register more detail. So you want a big display. So I can have full HD here, or I can have full HD in this size. This size will look much more detailed, simply because my eye have time to scan things properly. So small display has some serious limitation. And then on top of that, you are utilizing your fingers like this. You're blocking the goddamn display. So displays are blocked itself by the finger. And even though it has full HD, does not mean you can have an icon size that you will have on your PC. The icons have to be much larger, so you will have very few things here. So there are some serious limitations with the display, and it's very tough for PC players. Consoles player can get used to it because they are kind of used to this kind of grip. So to some extent they can get used to it, but not too much. So there are some limitations here. However, because of the involvement of the industry and how big this industry has become, people have started to create unique devices. Device number one, triggers. Now, what this puppy does is that modern touchscreens are basically capacitance. All of them. There is like one or two maybe that are for resistance, but 100% is like almost capacitance only. So you can have metal connecting basically two locations, your fingertip and the screen where you want it to act as a button. So you can be like tuk 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 tuk. And why you need to do this? Well, you don't need to do this, but if you don't do this, you have to do what we call 4-finger claw, and it's very difficult. Some people have mastered even 6-finger claw, but I don't know whether they are human or not. But if you are a normal person doing this, okay, doing this 4-person claw, that will be really painful and your finger will hurt. So triggers are becoming so popular that there are many companies that are manufacturing it and selling it, and you can buy something that are trigger plus controller, meaning something like this. So you can have like this, and then I have a very fat case on top of this. So Yeah, so you can have something like this, and the reason it's not very stable right now is simply because I have a kickstand case. So stand has a kickstand. Now this will keep tapping on the screen. Now it does work, and but it's not connected like here to here. There is no electrical connection here. The only reason it works is because a big hunk of metal itself has some capacitance. So if you design it correctly, it would have enough to trigger by itself. So you don't have to touch it from another place. When I was designing my own 3D printed one, that's how I learned that. I learned it the hard way. So that's why I just bought this one. Now this work, it does allow me to control it much more. Like if you are playing for let's say 1 hour plus, investing in something like this would be really good for your finger health and your neck health. So people do invest in these are like 500 rupees to 1000 rupees, so people do invest in that. And then because of the market is so huge, PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile, many other games are becoming so huge, people are creating bigger version of this trigger, that is electrical trigger. Now electrical trigger does have a consequence that it needs to be charged, but it does have an electrical system to engage the capacitance. Benefit, it has much higher hit rate, meaning if you press the trigger many times on this, I could have like, hey, it's not registering. It will never happen with the electrical system. That's why if you're serious about mobile gaming and you want to be reliable and you want to play let's say a ranked game match, people do invest in those things. However, be mindful, they are very close to cheating, simply because many of the electrical trigger one does have what we call macro support. So you can be like tuk, 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 you can do as fast as tapping as you can, and then the system will record it, and then every time you press a tap, it's like tick tick tick. So every time you are firing exact amount of shot, let's say 2 shots for some shotguns and 3 shot for some assault rifle, 1 shot for sniper, so you won't waste your ammunition. That would give you an unfair advantage. So it does come into that territory of normal triggers. These are making your life easier, but they're not enhancing it. Electrical trigger, if you're utilizing it as a normal dumb trigger, it's not enhancing it. The moment you start to touch with macro settings, then you're like if it away. So these are with triggers. Now what about controllers? Now controllers are have long way, like from the early days of controller of NES or SNES controllers. They were like very okay-ish. They started the foundation of gaming, but right now we have much better controller. Like right now the best controller that you can buy is from Xbox. Now primary reason for that is like Xbox is creating a cloud service that will allow gaming anywhere. So because of that, they want to create a hardware also that people can use. So benefit of that is Xbox controller like this puppy you can buy, and it's 5000 rupees. Like how much I paid for it, you may find it for cheaper or more. And be mindful, colors will cost you more. So white color is the cheapest, red one is a bit more, and black one is idiotically expensive. So you can buy this controller, and because Microsoft itself is supporting it, it does work on Windows. What does that mean? Can you use another controller on Windows? Yes, but good luck getting support, good luck getting a rumble feedback and all that. So all these things combined to a scenario where it's like just save the money and spend it on a proper controller, so you don't have headaches to deal with on Windows. Then iOS, which means Microsoft actually paid Apple to get it certified and all that. Why did it that? Because they are expecting in the future they're gonna have their cloud service which people will buy controller for, and they can utilize even iPhones also. Android, they did the certification also. Xbox, tada. So at this point in time, you can buy a Xbox controller and it will work with lot of devices, and it does need game to be ported. For example, the mobile game for which I bought this is Call of Duty Mobile. Now by default, you go into Call of Duty Mobile, there is a controller and it has this, and like who is the idiot who drew this? They literally drew a DualShock 2 button layout on top of an Xbox controller. That's why like this D-pad is like here. D-pad supposed to be there. It's like who did that? It's like how the heck that kind of mistake passes the quality control, but it does happen. So it does have support. Now be mindful, most games do not have this level of support where you can just plug it in and tada, it works. And phone controllers are also there. So if you are like, hey, I don't want to buy something like Xbox controller, while it's good and all that jazz, but I don't want controller, you want something different, you can buy Razer Kishi, and it has the benefit, because it's expensive, they are spending some money on driver support and all that, so it will support basically iOS and iOS and Android properly. You don't have to worry about it. However, it's a dedicated equipment. It can do only one thing. It can plug your mobile phone into it, give you a almost like a feeling of let's say Nintendo Switch, but other than that it can't do anything. That's why like the high price is like kind of hard to justify for me. So I'm like far more comfortable with basically normal Xbox controller. So that's how you can do control. Is utilizing controller in mobile game cheating? No, most games have a way of figuring out that are you using controller, and if it figures it out you are using controller, all it will do is pair you up with other people who are using controllers. So in those sort of scenario, it's like, yeah, it's a matchmaking and balancing. If you hijack it in some way or form where you can, like, bypass that external device has been connected, that tag, which some people did, then company will ban you flat out. It's like, if you are utilizing keyboard mouse, if you are utilizing emulator, if you are utilizing controller, go YOLO, they don't care. But the moment you hide that fact, it's like, whoa, that's flat out cheating. So what we can expect in the future? Now you have to understand that the future is cross-platform play. What does that mean? That simply means you can be on Windows, you can be on Xbox, you can be on PlayStation, you can be on iOS, or you can be on like Android. You can just play the game wherever the goddamn you want. The most difficult one is PlayStation, but it does make sense because PlayStation, it's an independent system, while Xbox and Microsoft, they are from the same place. So it does translate, but even this is becoming slowly. Sony is starting to release their grip. So game amazing games like visual games like Horizon Zero Dawn has been ported for Windows. That is big step. Now you may be like, it's one generation, like one title behind. At least it's there. Like, you can right now just pay for Horizon Zero Dawn and you can just enjoy that game. Same will be done with many other games. So Sony has already made a commitment where they're gonna port this many games. And what does this mean? This simply means many people have TV, many people have phones, not that many people have consoles. So what does that mean? That simply means if mobile phones keep getting better as they are getting, and if you are lucky enough where you have a mobile phone that already has MHL, meaning HDMI over USB protocol built into your system, you can literally plug your TV in and have a gaming experience right now equivalent to a console today. Like for me, I can do that. I can have basically this screencasted to this, but because it's a wireless link, so picture quality is much lower and the latency is bit is bit difficult, but it does work. Right now I can be like, I'm playing like, if all you see is the display and controller going here, all you will feel like is like there is some controller console hidden somewhere, but you can do that with a mobile phone. And everybody has a TV, everybody has a phone. So this is a thing where more and more people can get into it, and cloud gaming will make everything far more seamless, where you can have like, tada, your tablet, laptop, tada, no problem, your tablet, your phone, or just a dedicated equipment itself, all of them will work seamlessly. So fundamentally, this will allow, basically mobile game will allow to bring masses into gaming. Right now gaming is like kind of niche. Yes, it is a very expensive niche, but it's a niche. But the moment it becomes like a mass media product, which, that's why I specified the fact that there are companies that are manufacturing equipment like this. Like, you have to understand, they have to mass produce millions of these in order to be that cheap. They are doing it, and they are somehow being profitable while doing it. That's why there are other companies that are making premium editions of these. So it's a big thing, it's a successful thing. And when company like Microsoft is pouring their money, hey, buy our controller and it's gonna work with your Android without any issue, that means that people are taking it seriously. So at this point in time, we are at like Gen 1 of this technology. So I have great hope in the future, and hope that next time I buy a mobile phone that does have MHL, or at least some wireless technology that has very low latency, or at least good quality. So I can have almost, right now I'm like almost, or I may buy a second-hand ROG phone next generation. So this was my presentation on mobile gaming. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.